today's India is becoming more of what Pakistan used to be in 80s. You know, as we got radicalized, today's India is
I would personally think that we even in 80s were far better than what India is at the moment.
And
India is no comparison with Pakistan.
And exactly. We were not hostile to our own minorities. We were not hostile.
It has taken us nearly 30 years to come out of it. I'm just looking forward how many years India would take it to come out of it. You know,
that is, I think, much more. I think that Pakistan has shown unconditional advancement and offering them peace. And by the way, I am a bit optimistic about Mr. Modi that he reciprocated, he came and he inaugurated his side of corridor.
So this is very interesting.
This is very interesting.
My point is that public opinion matters a lot. We opened the gates, we opened the doors to the Sikh community. Sikh community wanted to visit their sacred site, and that was it. Modi just came there for political mileage, and because he did not have any other option. Had he not come there to inaugurate, people would have said that look at this Prime Minister, he's not coming over here.
So it was basically a reaction to Pakistani action. And you know, in international relations, we are structures, we are functions, and we focus on outcomes. We have built the structures. Modi have to function what I wanted, what you wanted, what Pakistani Prime Minister wanted. Now the outcome would be what Sikh community wants. And at least Pakistan has secured its all eastern border, because all eastern border is occupied by the Sikh community. And Oved Sadhu said that all Sikhs living on that side of border, they are indebted to Pakistan. So I think we have secured eastern border of Pakistan, whatever Indian policy may be later on.
We call spade a spade today that Pakistan stole the show because action speaks louder than words.
Yeah, exactly.
He admitted today, and of course Pakistan has done it. I'm also optimistic that now it's in India turn. Let's see how it goes for the Kashmir.
I'm optimistic about Pakistan and the way we have taken this gesture. Let's see what India would do. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Amna. A pleasure having you on the show. Mr. Faisal, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. Zahid Dishkori, pleasure having you on the show. Thank you for joining us. That's all from this transmission. Our transmission will continue after the news bulletin. Stay with us.
Assalamu alaikum, you're watching PTV World. I'm Huma Hashmi Hanley with the headlines. Pakistan opens the Kartarpur corridor. Prime Minister Imran Khan formally inaugurates the world's largest Sikh Gurdwara in Narowal district. Prime Minister Imran Khan says that the opening of the Kartarpur corridor for the pilgrimage of the Gurdwara Kartarpur Sahib is a grand gesture towards the Sikh community, stressing that all religions preach love amongst humanity. Prime Minister says that Kashmir issue is no longer a territorial dispute, but it is a major human rights issue, and hopes that its just settlement would lead to peace and tranquility in the region. Former Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh hopes that the opening up of the Kartarpur corridor would lead to an improvement of relations between Pakistan and India. Indian Prime Minister Modi thanks Prime Minister Imran Khan for opening the Kartarpur corridor. The Supreme Court of India, while announcing its verdict on the disputed land where Hindu hardliners demolished the Babri Mosque, ruled in favor of the Hindus. A temple will be constructed on the Ayodhya land. Uttar Pradesh Sunni Central Waqf Board expresses dissatisfaction with the Indian Supreme Court verdict. Members of the Indian Parliament, Asduddin Owaisi, says that Muslims do not need land as a donation. The nation observes the 142nd birth anniversary of Allama Muhammad Iqbal. Change of guard ceremony was held at the mausoleum of the poet of East, Allama Muhammad Iqbal. Pakistan's Mohammad Asif becomes the new world snooker champion. In the final, Asif beat Jeffrey Roda of the Philippines by 8-5 in Turkey. And for more details and live streaming, do log on to our website, which is world.ptv.com.pk. You can also find us on the Facebook page with the name of PTV World, and follow us on Twitter, the handle WorldPTV.
तेरा अर्श बरी या रहमतुल लिल आलमीन या रहमतुल लिल आलमीन
The Badshahi Mosque, or the Royal Mosque in Lahore, commissioned by the 6th Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, in 1671 and completed in 1673, is the second largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the fifth largest mosque in the world. Epitomizing the beauty, passion and grandeur of the Mughal era. It is Lahore's most famous landmark and a major tourist attraction. Capable of accommodating 5,000 worshippers in its main prayer hall and a further 95,000 in its courtyard, it remains the largest mosque in the world. From 1673 to 1986, a period of 313 years, when overtaken in size by the completion of the Faisal Mosque in Islamabad. Today, it remains the second largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the fifth largest mosque in the world after Masjid al-Haram, Grand Mosque of Mecca and Al-Masjid al-Nabwi, Prophet's Mosque in Medina. The Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca and the Faisal Mosque in Islamabad. To appreciate its large size, the four minarets of the Badshah Mosque are 13.9 feet, 4.2 meters taller than those of the Taj Mahal, and the main platform of the Taj Mahal can fit inside the 278,784 square feet courtyard of the Badshah Mosque, which is the largest mosque courtyard in the world. Architectural wonders of Pakistan.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the special transmission on Kartarpur corridor. Pakistan has opened the Kartarpur corridor for the Sikh pilgrims who would be visiting Pakistan, who visited Pakistan today. And Prime Minister Imran Khan inaugurated the Kartarpur corridor. He was there himself. He was accompanied by Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi and Pakistani officials. The speech of Prime Minister Imran Khan was very important, and he mentioned about all the important points that are there that Pakistan wanted the Sikh pilgrims to know about. Prime Minister Imran Khan talked about the sacredness and also the sanctity of Medina Munawwara for us Muslims, and we can also feel the sentiments of the people living across the border who have their sentiments for their sacred site in Pakistani Punjab. Sikh pilgrims were visiting Pakistan today, and they would be visiting Kartarpur corridor in the future as well, because we feel that just few miles away, why should the people not be allowed to come in Pakistan and visit their sacred site? Pakistan stands for peace and stability, and we want the other communities to visit their sacred sites. If this is in Pakistan, let them do it. And because we don't have any insecurity. While there is this rise of ultra far right, Hindutva rise in India, there is this rise of ultra far right in the world, Pakistan is opening up to other communities. Pakistan stands for peace and stability. In special gesture, Pakistan has also given special concessions to the Sikh pilgrims who are visiting Pakistan today and in future. And this is the beginning, Prime Minister said. From the Indian side, the former Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh led the delegation of the Sikh pilgrims. Navjot Sidhu, the former colleague of Prime Minister Imran Khan, former cricketer, was also one of the pilgrims. He made an excellent speech in Pakistan. He said that Prime Minister Imran Khan is the Alexander of the hearts of the people. By that he meant that he has conquered the hearts and minds of the Sikh pilgrims, and the Sikh community really appreciates this gesture by the Pakistani side and this openness that Pakistan has shown to the Sikh community across the border. We are going to discuss about this, the Kartarpur corridor, with our special guest in the studios. Our first guest is Brigadier Retired Shahid Jagir, renowned expert on regional affairs and also on Pakistan's national security. So, welcome to the show. Second guest is Afshan Tehseen Bajwa. She is an analyst and also an expert on the regional affairs and the regional matters that are going on at the moment, especially on Kartarpur corridor. Welcome to the show, Ms. Bajwa. Brigadier Jagir, starting with this gesture that Pakistan has shown, this Kartarpur corridor opening up doors. We see that, I just mentioned this rise of Hindutva everywhere. People are divided on religious grounds and caste and creed and all that is happening inside India at the moment. We want to open up with other communities living in the region. Sikhs would be coming. They came today to attend the birthday of Guru Nanak, a religious figure respected by not just the Sikhs but the Muslims as well. How do you see this gesture?
Thank you very much, Taimur. There were two big news today in South Asia. One was opening of the Kartarpur corridor, which gives a message of hope, message of love, message of equal communities to all the religious people. And the other was the verdict given by the Indian Supreme Court, in which they have set aside the plea of converting the Babri to retain the Babri Mosque as it is. Now, these two things at this time shows the mentality of two nations. Pakistan is showing to the world that despite being a Muslim country, we are the one who protect and respect all the religions. We respect the minorities in our country, and also we are shedding away the idea of the word that we are religious fanatics. On the other hand, there is India, which is so-called secular. They are pursuing the idea and the ideology of the Hinduvata, which says that there is no room for the people of the divine religion, that is Muslims, Christians and Jews in India. It is written in their document. Now, it is the world now which has to see and analyze that where we stand. Can they afford this fanaticism in India, where the world has fought for 40 years to get rid of the Islamic fundamentalism? If they say that Asia is the hope of 21st century, is it possible to develop Asia with this Hinduvata ideology and far right ideology? Pakistan has given a very clear message to the world that we respect every religion. You know, this Kartarpur was flooded in 1972, and it was Pakistan government which from its own expenditure that it was revived.
Right.
Even in 1972.
So it's been few decades since we are working on it, Ms. Bajwa, that Pakistan has been thinking about this. We have done it now. We have opened the corridor, and this gesture from the Pakistani side that is being received by the Sikh community. How do you see it, this gesture as a gesture of peace?
Thank you very much, Taimur. In fact, it's a great day for us, for Pakistanis, for Muslims, because today was a day of positivity. Today was a day when we can just raise our head held high and talk to the community while seeing right in their eyes, and we can compare ourselves with the actions of, India, that what type of positive initiatives Pakistan is taking towards, peace, towards harmony, towards positivity, towards inclusiveness, towards equality and equity in terms of human rights. And at the same time, today we saw another message from India that they again believe in, Hindutva, Indian supremacy, power, Indians being and within India, the Indians being the supreme beings instead of all the other minorities living in their nation. So today there was a clear contrast which the world could see how one country behaved and how the other country behaved, which claims to be one of the biggest nations in South Asia. And they always used to claim being the secular country, but things are moving totally opposite what Pakistan has been doing for the past, few decades, and especially past these few months, the way we are now nationally, regionally, bilaterally, globally, we are just moving towards peace. And today is the day when people within Pakistan, people within India should see, compare and contrast at how we opened our hearts, we opened our, doors, and with love, with passion, with happiness, and we received them with open arms. And today is the day when we have, started a new history for Pakistan, that how we want, peace, we want no wars, we want to give people their equal rights, where people should move towards, something which is God's message, that happiness in the end. And we want to move away from wars and all the negativity.
And Brigadier Jaggi, talking about this gesture, this isn't for any political mileage. This Pakistani gesture, we aren't expecting anything in return of what we have done with the, just opening up this corridor and opening up the doors with the Sikh community. How do you see this gesture as a simple, plain peace gesture?
I think it's purely a peace gesture. It's purely a humanitarian gesture. What are we gaining out of it, by the way? Are we gaining something monetarily? Are we gaining something strategically out of it? We are helping a community which has its sacred place over here. It is just like Medina for the Sikhs, Why should not they be allowed to visit? And it was Pakistan which offered it. It is Pakistan which, despite its economic shortfalls and problems, we are bearing the maximum brunt of the financial cost which is being incurred on that. Out of the $18 million which are going to be spent, 14.2 million are being borne by the Pakistanis. Now, comparing it for this gesture of humanity and love of the people with the political, financial or strategic gain is absolutely, I would say, ridiculous. Yes, Indians are thinking about it. They were creating a hurdle not to start it off.
Even the Indian media
even did not like this gesture of the Prime Minister that on the 5th birth anniversary, on that day there will be no charges for the visit also. They did not like this thing also, that there will be no requirement of the passport also. It shows the mentality. It shows the mentality of the Indian, BJP especially, which is there. You see Manmohan Singh, who is one of their ex-Prime Minister, he was there.
He's led the delegation.
And he has said that it's a great day for the South Asia and the Pakistan-India relations, But why it is so? Because the fanatic instrument of India never accepted Pakistan right from the day one. RSS is the one which is banned, which was banned in India 2 times. RSS is the one which assassinated Gandhi. And RSS is the one which is creating the Hindutva ideology in India. They are patronizing the people in India to think of making Akhand Bharat.
Akhand Bharat, and this gesture, Kartarpur corridor, Ms. Bajwa, shown by Pakistan, we opened the door for the Sikh community and they are very happy. We saw that today. A lot of interviews that we saw on the media, on the social media as well. They are happy with this gesture. We are happy with this gesture. And interestingly, Narendra Modi also inaugurated the Kartarpur corridor on the Indian side. Now, they couldn't do much about it. They didn't have any other option just to attend the inaugural because the Sikh community is happy with it and the Pakistani community and the Pakistani government is happy with it. This political thing that is going on inside India and the way the BJP-fed media in India is talking about, the way they are depicting this whole thing in a very negative way, how do you see these developments in the region?
After this win of Modi, particularly first time and then now second time, how he used media in his favor to win election, how he used social media particularly, to blindfold all the common masses and to take them towards violence, and just using that religious card is quite evident how Modi is, cunningly using things in his favor, in favor of BJP. And today, the irony was, which I was overall observing and watching all the speeches of, Sidhu and other leaders, I felt so bad. Even they were giving indirectly soft messages to Modi that, this is a lesson for us that how we should, reciprocate love and mutual support to both the countries, to each other. And the gesture of India went in against their favor because today it was a holiday. It was Saturday. Why they waited that this Babri Mosque verdict for 1 month and then they announced it today. And they flooded all their Indian newspaper with this news that everybody in India accepted it with open arms and they were very happy. That was a win-win solution. That was the best solution. While this can never happen because ultimately there was a conflict and it went in favor of one party. It could have been avoided. While you denied one party, you could have had a third option. Could use any third option.
And Muslims are not happy in India or anywhere else.
Which would not sow the seed because now you have rather, prolonged this thing, rather made it more heinous both for Indians and both for Muslims living in India. So I must say that today, the way our Prime Minister Imran Khan gave an open message to Modi that from day one he came to power, there were positive, messages from Pakistan, but they always rejected those messages. Today, even our Foreign Minister Mahmood Qureshi Sahab said that if he is thanking us today through various social media and tweets, then he should give us an opportunity to thank him as well. Because if he really wants peace, then there should be some indicators. And the good indicator is the Kashmir border, which he should openly, reciprocate us by opening it, by showing some good gestures, at least some initiatives which show that yes, both the countries are really serious towards mutual harmony and peace, and they don't want to go into those options for war and other, happenings which had been just building up in the past these couple of months. So India, I don't know what BJP government is up to, because now that they have been exposed internationally, globally, everywhere, now that their own people in India, their own think tanks, their own intellectuals, their own main human rights, wings are not even saying it positive in the long interest of India, in the long term, what is going to happen if we have already, India has started dividing people on the basis of supreme. Even Hindus, within Hindus, they are not accepting Hindus. They only believe in the Brahmins, the topmost caste. So this is something which now it has initiated. Such things take long term.
And now BJP basically has come up with a mandate given by RSS and Sangh Parivar to BJP, and hence we saw that the abrogation of 370 and 35A in Kashmir. And they weren't happy with this opening up Kartarpur corridor. They had this pressure on them from the Sikh community that while Pakistan is opening the Kartarpur corridor, how can the government of India stop us from visiting Kartarpur, because they also have this baggage of 1984 as well. But specifically talking about this rise of what Ms. Bajwa talked about, Modi, the saffron tide, do we expect anything positive in future from Modi, Brigadier Jagir?
looking at the South Asia and the power struggle which is going on in South Asia, the chances are very bleak. Hopes are always there, but chances are very bleak. One. Second thing is, as Mrs. Panchwa has said, I was going through a book yesterday, a few days back. It is written by Kuldeep Nayyar, the leaders and the icons from Gandhi to Modi. And he has written 3 pages about Modi. And he has very categorically said what my colleague is saying, that Modi is dividing India on the religious line. He has sidelined all the liberal people in the BJP. And he is systematically placing the people of RSS in the educational hierarchy of India, which is very, very dangerous. Jaswant Singh has also talked about the same in the words that India is being divided on the secular lines. This is not only bad for India, but bad for whole South Asia when you see the whole picture. Indians are now talking about that they're claiming now the Pakistan held Azad Kashmir. Now, this is something which can ignite a third world war in South Asia. And South Asia at this moment cannot afford this thing. The Indian Modi is being patronized by the world powers which are against the CPAC, and that is why they are looking toward Gilgit-Baltistan, to connect with Afghanistan and Central Asian states to get the oil and other things from there. So the whole thing is stuck up because of the corporate interest of the big Gs and the political interest of the intriguing world powers. This is a time when a rational thinking must come in. When India is a credible nuclear power, they rely on lies through their media and portray an absolutely wrong picture to their own public in particular and the world in general. You see their Bollywood; it is in a constant endeavor to portray all the Muslim rulers of India as plunderers, looters, womanizers, lack of characters. And on the other hand, you see what all happened during this year, the Pulwama and the Indian bombing of 3-4 trees,
yes.
And then portraying to the world that they have, bombed a terrorist camp. And a few days back, they have fired in Nakyal and other areas, claiming that there were terrorist camps over there. So,
right.
What they are trying to show to the world?
Well, these gimmicks obviously are understandable. The gimmicks that the Indian media is playing at the moment, we're focusing on Kartarpur corridor. This gesture, the Sikh community is here, and 8 to 10,000 people would be attending these celebrations of the birthday of Guru Nanak, and Sikhs from around the globe would be visiting Pakistan. So the world knows basically what is happening on the ground instead of what, let's say, Indian media is telling them about. This gesture going to the Sikh community around the globe and the power of peace, how do you see that?
I see it very positively, in fact. I think now this is a start of a new era, because now after many decades, this is the time when we have this, I must say, use of onslaught of or maybe misuse of social media and other tools, and we have now, we are connected with the whole world through various means, through social media, and this flow of information very fast. So I must say this is something which has been a blessing in disguise, because now we are connected through this initiative with the whole world, because Sikh community would be visiting here from all corners of the world, and here they would come, they would be received, positively by Pakistani communities, and they will go back and spread that message. But initially, as you know, I must say unfortunately that Pakistan has been portrayed negatively on the global front, just because there was no such tools of media and other means where we could reflect ourselves positively. After a long time, we had a PM who already had an image, and people knew him, people accepted him, and his talk carried a weightage. And when he talked about it in United Nations General Assemblies and different forums, and he actually showed to the world the actual situation about Modi and his government, and what is Hindutva, what is RSS, what are their plans, and what they want to do, and all these things were exposed very recently, and it was published and it was shown to all the international print and electronic media, and people accepted it. It was debated, this issue of Kashmir was debated in different parliaments in the world. So this is the first time that now we will be having another sources other than what we were using media, which is very meager, because when you go out of Pakistan, you see you are nowhere except one or two channels that has no bigger coverage, except somebody with a very high, like Imran Khan goes out and talk about it. So this is a start, and definitely it will gain momentum, and slowly and gradually Pakistan, which has already started positive, pursuing a positive direction, this is going to have a positive end, I must say, because positivity always catches positivity.
We're going to take a break, and after the break, we're going to continue our discussion on the Kartarpur corridor. This is a peace gesture that Pakistan has taken. We have opened our doors to the Sikh community, and they visited Kartarpur today. They would be visiting Kartarpur temple in the future as well. But keeping in mind the comparison of what we are talking about, India on one side at the moment, the rise of saffron tide in India, this Hindutva rise in India, where the minorities and other communities other than the Hindu community they are not safe. The Ayodhya verdict is very evident and shows evidently that India of today does not care about their communities, their own communities living inside India. But on the other side, just doing a comparison, Pakistan has opened the door, Kartarpur corridor, for another community from a neighboring country, India, to come and visit Kartarpur corridor. So the message is very simple. The gesture is very simple and plain, and that is peace and tolerance. We're going to just continue our discussion on this after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. We are discussing Kartarpur corridor, this peace gesture. The spirit of Kartarpur is peace and tolerance, and the Pakistani gesture embodies primarily the spirit of peace and tolerance that is also was taught by Guru Nanak. Sikhism also stands for peace and stability. We have opened the gates, we have opened the doors for the Sikh community to visit their sacred site in Pakistan. Brigadier Jagir, this whole gesture, peace gesture, on one side, as we were discussing earlier, worldwide we see this rise of ultra far right, this ultra nationalism, this racism. We see that in India, we see that in Europe for that matter. We have opened the corridor, but few days back there were these 27 MPs from European Union and they were visiting Kashmir. These gestures and this comparison of what we are doing and what the Indians have been doing recently, how do you see this?
Taimur, there are three very important things. One, who these member of the Parliament of the European Union were. Whether they are in an official capacity or an unofficial capacity. Whether the voice of the European Union. These three questions have been very categorically denied by the European member of the parliaments themselves in Al Jazeera, in DW and many other international channels. Now, as far as the far right attitude is concerned, you know, if you read the 70 Years War and you know, rise of Germany, what was that? What was the ideology which the Hitler you know, preached, and how he got the whole Germany together? It was only one thing, the racism, that we are the superior race in Europe, you know. So there is a converging nexus of Hindutva and the far right in the Europe, and that is what is, you know, being displayed by calling these European Union members over there by the Modi through an NGO, you know. But giving it, as I said, that in India always take the cover of lie. They have portrayed to the world that the European Union parliamentarians have come up to see the human rights or the current situation in Kashmir, and you know, whereas they don't, India do not allow its own parliamentarians to come over there. The opposition party was denied. Even the Rahul Gandhi, who was not allowed to get out of the airport in Srinagar along with the other members. The human rights commissions are not allowed to visit over there. The US member of parliaments are not allowed to visit.
Senator was not allowed to visit.
The United Nations Mission of India and Pakistan observers are not allowed to visit over there. So it was only a concocted story to show to the world that the 8 million people which are, you know, put into the house arrest from the last over 3 months is absolutely a denial of the human rights in 21st century.
Ms. Badra, former Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh led the delegation today, and Navjot Sidhu was there. Both are Punjabis from the Sikh community. And also, this also shows the Indian opposition and the Congress party. Interestingly, both Navjot Sidhu and Manmohan Singh are from the Congress party. What kind of political dynamics do you see inside India? Because we know that the Sikhs in the Indian Punjab are not happy with the BJP government at the center, and they want to visit the sacred site. Had it been the prerogative of the BJP government, they would have never let the Sikhs, let's say, visit Kartarpur corridor. How do you see these dynamics?
Actually, if you go back into history, Congress was equally stern, you know, on the issue of Kashmir. But now, what, you know, as per latest developments in India, how the Congress party representatives were not allowed to visit Kashmir, and all that had been, you know, happening. The leader was not denied, the rest of the members were denied, and the way they were treated with humiliation, that as if they don't represent India, whereas it is one of the biggest parties in India. So I think now it made all the, you know, Indian leaders other than BJP think that it is going towards, you know, a direction which will not end in something positive. And same happened when even within, you know, occupied Kashmir, the leaders also said that was the biggest mistake our elders, our forefathers made, that we did not favor, you know, to go with Pakistan, rather we favor to go with India. And today we are just harvesting that, are very, very wrong, you know, at that time decision.
Right.
That was the two-nation theory was very right. So I think today that was something which tells us a story that even you know, people within Congress and you know, other representatives are not at all, you know, complying, annoying, and not favoring what, you know, Modi is doing, you know, for India overall. And today the way Vajpayee Sahib, instead of being very old, he today came as a messenger of peace along with his family. You know, it was not even easy. Manmohan Singh Sahib. And today it was not even easy for him to walk, but still he came with his whole family over here. So that shows that, you know, they want to restore peace. They want to give a message of, you know, interfaith harmony to the whole world, because Sikh community, as we were just listening again, that the 14 million Sikhs all over the world. So it's a big number. So imagine if all those Sikhs are connected with the second highest, you know, prestigious shrine in the world, this Kartarpur. So definitely this is something which is giving us a message that Modi, who thinks that he is going to, you know, get his plans or destination towards sowing this this religious card, he is very wrong, I must say, because if you see smartly, within India people are telling that he is not having good improvements on the economic front, on the, you know, job within India, and that is difficult to achieve the economic agenda. It is very easy to use this religious card, emotions, violence. You know, people of South Asia very easily get carried away, and the base was already there. So the easier thing he is getting and trying to use that card to divert attention of even people of India, you know, from his accountability, that what he has achieved on the economic front, because all those, when there will be analysis and there will be, you know, people and all those research organizations definitely when come up with his achievements on the, you know, his economic development, definitely it's not as positive as it should have been. So he is going towards the easier card of, you know, religion.
And Brigadier Jagir, Navjot Sidhu, his speech was very, I would say, interesting in his very Punjabi way of saying things. He said that Prime Minister Imran Khan is the Alexander of hearts. He has won the hearts of the Sikh pilgrims and the people living across the border. This statement from Sidhu, how do you see this? Because the Sikh pilgrims are very happy.
I personally feel he has absolutely spoken his heart out. And this gesture has really won the hearts of the Sikhs as far as Pakistan is concerned. You know, if you see the environment, it was very easy for Pakistan to deny this thing. The environment which are we having at the moment with India, you know, Kashmir lockdown, you know, Indian attempt of you know, violating our sovereignty, you know, bombing in our you know, country, and going back, we returned the pilot after knocking down the two aircraft. There is always a positive gesture which is going from Pakistan to India. Consistently, over a period of time, despite being very arrogant, rude, and you know, war drumming of the Indian hierarchy. So this is a gesture which has really won the hearts of the Sikhs, and they can understand. You know, yesterday evening, the whole Europe media, the Canadian media was telecasting the special interviews of the Sikhs, and the way they were jubilant. And why should not they be? You know, it is their lifetime dream coming true. You know, so that is what it is, that they feel that it was very easy for us to deny this opportunity. We have given this opportunity.
Yes.
And on the other hand, India has been trying to create hurdles at every step which they had. So this is a thing which will combine these two communities together. They will come from, and as my colleague has said, now we have a voice. These people are the those who will go into Europe, when go to Canada, when go to India, USA, in England.
Anywhere in the world,
14
right?
million people, 140 million people. They're the those who will, they know, because, Punjab has a different, I would say, an emotional bonding with each other. The Punjabis are very open-hearted people, particularly, and Pakistani in general, all. Whether you talk of Pathan, you talk of Sindhis, you talk of, you knock anybody's door at night in the winter, and you ask for the food, they will not ask you your religion. That which caste creed are you?
Right.
They will just fulfill your desire. So that is what
people with big heart
we have over here.
People with big heart. Ms. Barwa, this gesture, concluding remarks on this. Lot of Sikh pilgrims who were here and they were interviewed. They said that we used to watch Kartarpur corridor from the Indian side, miles away. That there we can see our sacred temple, Kartarpur Sahib, where Durrani was born, and they celebrate his birthday in Kartarpur. But today we are actually visiting this place, and this is a big thing for them. What is the future of Kartarpur corridor?
I think the beginning is as beautiful as we can imagine. The way all the Sikh community was overwhelmed by this positive gesture from Pakistan, and the kind of speeches they were making, and the kind of messages they were giving, and the kind of indirectly or directly, even body language was showing that this was something very big for Sikh community all over the world. And I must say that this is initiation of a new era where all the Sikh community would be coming to Pakistan as messenger of peace, and will be going back to the world as advocates of peace and carrying a positive message, and lots of support would be for Pakistan, for the overall world at large. And this is something which has taken Pakistan to a new level of an advocate of peace, because chronologically, if you see whatever positive message we have been giving to India up till now, we have been reciprocated with a very negative message. And Sikh community had always been, very supportive to Pakistan. If you see recently, wherever in the world, there were these protests by Kashmiri community in favor of, demanding their rights for, plebiscite and independent Kashmir. Sikh community always stood with them, hands in gloves and side by side in support for solidarity. So,
and also because every year they visit Pakistan
and every year they visit Pakistan, and it had always been very cordial, I must say. It had always been strengthening ties between Pakistani community and Sikh community. And if you see, there has always been moments, even in movies, in stories, even in other Punjabi language itself is something which unites us, with Sikh community very closely. So, a very, very pragmatic, I must say, move towards greater Pakistan. And Pakistan has taken, a flight in the right direction. And I must say through this platform that I don't know BJP, because they are following something which we don't want to discuss it, that we want to give a message to people in India that let's reciprocate these positive gestures, and let's take these things positive by giving rights to all those communities, particularly I'm talking about Kashmir, who have been denied their right to self-determination, who have been suffering, particularly their women, their children, and overall Kashmiris. And let's now move towards solution of Kashmir.
Thank you for joining us, Brigadier Jaggi. Pleasure having you on the show. Thank you for your time. Ms. Partra, pleasure having you on the show. Thank you for joining us. That's all from today's transmission. The gesture from the Pakistani side is very clear that we stand for peace and stability. As our guests were talking about Pakistan's gesture, this is a simple, plain peace gesture, and we aren't looking for any for India to reciprocate anything. This is a simple peace gesture, not for any political mileage. We are happy that the Sikh pilgrims are here in Pakistan. They are visiting Kartarpur corridor. and we wish that peace prevails in the region. Thank you for watching today's show. See you next time. Khuda Hafiz.
Magla Hills, the heaven of Islamabad, the abode of God, a place where you can explore your soul and meet power of natural elegance of mountains. Spread over an area of 12,605 hectares, the Magla Range, the foothills of Himalayas, are youngest hills with an age of 5,000 years old. Magla Hills are home to around 600 plant species, 250 bird varieties, 38 mammals, and 13 species of reptiles. Magla Range is characterized by many valleys, scenic spots, and beautiful water streams, especially in the monsoon months. Famous for their tranquil environment and lush green natural splendor, Magla Hills are a particular source of pride, harmony, and spiritual delight. For the residents of Islamabad, many of whom make it a weekly ritual to scale the various trails to Taimur and Suhara. Magla Hills send up its visitors with lasting trail of memories to relish in solitude.